is our first annual MPS Dual Enrollment Fair. We will have many more to come. We hope that you remain interested in it and that you learn a lot about dual enrollment tonight. Dual enrollment is not really new. It's just not something that a lot of people know a lot about. And so that's why we came up with the fair and wanted to give you some information this way. Dual enrollment has, of course, two components to it. Dual enrollment gives a high school student the opportunity to go ahead and basically become a college freshman while they're in high school. There are really two different routes that we can take as far as courses. If we're doing truly dual enrollment, it tends to be where your student is taking their classwork at school, at the high school, but they're also taking coursework that would be courses that are related to their freshman year of college. Now, there's also dual credit. Thank you. I thought I was using my teacher voice. Dual credit is a little different. Dual credit allows our students, and we have fewer classes this way, but we're identifying more of them every day. But it allows our students to not only take the course on the post-secondary level, on the college level, that will count as their college transcript, but it also meets the state standards, graduation standards. And so with that in mind, it will meet both their graduation standards for high school and be on their college transcript also. We're going to very quickly go through this. The best part of this is that we have 6 of our post-secondary partners here. What we really need for you to do is what you were doing earlier, and that's just to browse from table to table and talk to them, because that's what it's all about. You know what we do. The education side on MPS will not change that much. What we're going to do is we're going to pull our partners in with us, and they've been very willing to come in with us. So this is our first annual MPS Dual Enrollment Fair. We will have more to come. Right now I'm going to have you focus on our vision that we have. The vision for the Dual Enrollment Program is Partners United to Support College, Career, and Community. Dual enrollment gives our kids a head start on college. It gives our kids a head start on their career by what they choose to take in college. And so, without further ado, Dr. Eggleston, Chief Administrative Officer.
Thank you, Dr. Blakey. Good evening, everyone. It's good to see everyone, and I want to say thank you for coming out to our first dual enrollment fair. It's very important that we present or provide options to our young people so that they can begin preparing for a life beyond high school at an early age. When I was a high school principal, one of my concerns was that every student would graduate, walk across the stage, and already have a plan in mind as far as where he or she would be going, whether it's to the military, college, 2-year college, or 4-year college, or straight into the workforce. And so the dual enrollment option gives students a chance to get engaged with the college at a very early stage, to start meeting individuals, talking to professors, and learning how to navigate through the college life. And so the earlier we can do that, the better it's going to be for them. And so I want to thank Dr. Blakeney and our curriculum and instruction staff for all of their work. I want to thank all of our representatives from the different universities for being here. We truly appreciate the partnership that we have with all of the universities here. When people talk about Montgomery as a city, we have so many good things in our community. It's all about taking advantage of it. And so I think today, again, the sole purpose is to make sure you have the right information so that you can make the right decisions for your young person.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a brief overview from each of our partners that are here. The represented universities are Alabama State University, Auburn University at Montgomery, Faulkner University, Huntington College, Trenton State Community College, and Troy University. First up, our representative from Alabama State University.
Now, at Alabama State, you're not just a number. Spring, fall, or be it summer. You see, to us, you are so much more. So come to our campus and feel free to explore. You will adore our campus scene because we have so many things. You see, this is why I brag and boast, because when Alabama State teaches class, the world takes note. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Freddie Williams, Jr., and I am the Director of Admissions and Recruitment at Alabama State University. And just want to give you a few key pointers on the dual enrollment program that we have at ASU. The mission, of course, as Dr. Eggleston so aptly put it, is to make sure that we have an opportunity for students to come in to be college ready by the time they actually graduate high school. So the purpose of the program is to allow eligible high school students to enroll in entry-level college courses to earn credit while completing high school graduation requirements. Now, the requirements for the program, they need to have at least a 3.0 GPA, and they need to have at least a 21 on the ACT in order to be eligible for the program. Now, if they don't meet those requirements during the first half of the enrollment process, we'll allow them to have at least one semester to be able to participate at least one semester before we actually enforce the ACT requirement. Basically, if they are wish to apply, the cost to attend is about $300 per credit hour, which is certainly more affordable than what our regular students would have to pay. So that's a great opportunity for them to come in at a reduced cost. The kind of classes that they can take, of course, are general education courses like English, public speaking, psychology, most entry-level courses. And the good thing about these courses is whether they tend to decide to attend Alabama State University or go somewhere else, these courses are transferable. So that's the other benefit, of course, of taking and being enrolled into a program like a dual enrollment. And basically, the information we'll have at each school, so they'll have an opportunity to apply at that particular point. I know we have several other colleges that want to speak, so we're not going to belabor the point. I know it's warm. I know I am sweating. So, so we just let everybody else have an opportunity. But thank you so much for listening. And again, Alabama State University, Freddie Williams Jr. is my name, Director of Admissions. So please give us a call, and we'll be glad to help in any way that we can. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Ronnie McKinney from AUM, and I'd probably like to start kind of reemphasizing something that Freddie just mentioned. One of the biggest benefits for taking dual enrollment courses is kind of the guarantee that those credits are going to kind of transfer to your next college. So if you were to come to AUM or ASU or any of these other institutions, you're not locked into going to that college once you become a freshman. You know, if you take a course with us, you pass that class, you basically have a transcript that shows that you took English or political science or economics or whatever the case may be. You would then send that transcript on to your next institution, and you would go ahead and get that as transfer credit on that particular college's transcript, and those would be check boxes that you would kind of have out of the way as you're starting your freshman year. So that's kind of one of the biggest benefits, no matter which institution you go to, is kind of that guarantee that those college level classes that you're taking, you're going to get credit for them. So I definitely want to emphasize that for anybody that's kind of considering it. As far as the admissions requirements at AUM, we have a couple of different categories. For the vast majority of our dual enrollment classes, we require a 20 on the ACT with a 3.0 or higher. You must be at least finished your 10th grade year and going into your junior year to be eligible. There is a very specific program that our College of Public Policy and Justice has signed with the NPS. If we have students that are thinking about possibly some sort of career in law enforcement or justice and public safety, something along that lines, there are two very specific courses that particular college offers that has a different admissions requirement. It's an 18 on the ACT with a 2.5. So it is a little bit different depending on whether you're taking just kind of the full gamut of dual enrollment courses or whether you're taking those JPS courses in particular. The other big difference is on the cost. For dual enrollment students, we charge $100 per credit hour. So we don't do just kind of a flat fee. We don't do any sort of student activity fees or any of the other fees that a typical freshman would take. So for your vast majority of your classes, You're looking at pretty much a flat $300 per class. Those two JPS courses are absolutely free. Our dean in that particular college has basically kind of set up an internal scholarship for those particular classes. So if you're thinking long-term, doing something JPS related, definitely a great opportunity for those. The admissions process, very easy, very straightforward. Apply for admission, work with your high school guidance counselor, get transcripts, test scores sent over to us. We can probably have you accepted within a couple of weeks. It's a very, very quick turnaround. We typically will not send you to the department of your major to get advised, get registered. We will kind of do all of that for you in the office of admissions. We'll kind of do a little bit more hand holding while you're still in high school versus once you become a true freshman. So that's a very quick synopsis of what we have here at AUM. Again, after we're all done, we'll be over here at our table and be happy to answer any specific questions that you may have about our program. Thanks.
Well, good evening, everybody. Appreciate everybody's attendance tonight. My name is Keith Mock, and I am at Faulkner University. I work in the area of enrollment there at Faulkner. We're proud to be here tonight to be able to partner up with MPS and provide a dual enrollment program for you guys. And just very excited about all the possibilities that that will bring. Faulkner University, in case you don't know a whole lot about us, we were founded in 1942. We're a multi-campus university, have campuses here in Montgomery, Huntsville, Birmingham, and Mobile. We serve about 3,600 or so students each year, so we're a fairly large private college in Alabama. And we've been, like I said, in existence since 1942, and we've done dual enrollment for about 14 years now. So we got into the dual enrollment game a long time ago, and feel like we've learned some things from our mistakes, and so we're happy to pass along the good things to you guys now as a result of our experience and our partnership now with MPS. The thing that you need to know probably mostly about Faulkner University is we're a Christian school, we're a Christian university, and that means a lot of different things to us and a lot of different things to our students. One of the things that it really, really means is that our professors, our staff, our students have a camaraderie among us and a really helpful nature. And we feel like the campus climate really predisposes us to be leaders in dual enrollment. You're at a time when you've got, a junior or a sophomore even at the house. I've got one at my house, and I know what you're going through. And so there's a lot of trepidation, a lot of questions, and you may need a lot of help for your kid to go off to college. Some of you are first-generation students, never gone to college before. We specialize in helping students in that way. And so what you'll find at Faulkner is an incredibly caring atmosphere where we are really set up to try to help you guys succeed. We're not in the business of weeding out students. We're in the business of helping students succeed. And so we're happy to be able to do that with the dual enrollment program. As I said, we started about 14 years ago. We have over 400 students right now involved in the dual enrollment program as it sits at Faulkner. And so, like I said, we're happy to partner with MPS. At this point in time, we're going to partner by offering English Comp 1 in the fall, English Comp 2 in the spring. One of the reasons that we did this is because English Comp really is a foundational course that you're going to use no matter what other courses you take beyond that. You're going to write in your science courses, you're going to write in your history courses, you're going to write all over the place. And so what you really need is a strong foundation in those comp courses. And so we're very well prepared to be able to do that. And all these courses are taught, of course, from a Christian perspective. That is a big differentiator for us. They are all taught by faculty, professors. They're not taught by student assistants or graduate students or anything like that. As has been said, obviously the classes would count for both high school and college credit. We offer our classes at a greatly reduced price. Our classes are $235 per class, not per hour. It is a greatly reduced rate because we know from experience that when students enroll at Faulkner in the dual enrollment classes, a lot of times they decide that's where they want to end up enrolling for good. And so we try our best to offer our dual enrollment classes at a greatly reduced rate. We have no more than 25 students in any English class, and so that provides a lot of one-on-one service. A lot of those classes are even smaller than that. And as I said, the classes are taught by the faculty members and not by student assistants. Our admissions process is a lot like everybody else's. We do require at least the 3.0 GPA and at least the 20 ACT. And so if you haven't taken your ACT yet, there's another opportunity to take it in June. You just go to act.org. You can check out all of the different test dates for the ACT. A lot of test locations here in Montgomery also, so you have an opportunity to do that. We also do require, for our admission into the English program, a writing component. We just want to be sure that you're going to be successful in that, so that is something that we require. And if you need a little help after that, we're able to see exactly, what area that's in and be able to provide that help for you. So that's about it. We are over here at the table, and we'd love to be able to speak with you a little bit more. Okay, so best of luck to you all.
Hi, I'm representing Huntington College. We are just starting a dual enrollment program. We've not tried this before. So this summer will be our first foray into dual enrollment. We're offering 2 courses. So parents, if you want your student to stay out of trouble and to stay very, very busy, during the month of June, we have just the thing for you. In the morning, they can take college algebra. In the afternoon, they can take World Civ, courses that will transfer anywhere, and they will be so busy for 4 weeks, you won't have to worry about what they're doing. By the time July rolls around and everybody's starting to do their team practices and band camps and everything, they will have had their dual enrollment opportunity completed. So it's really going to keep them busy for 4 weeks, but they're able to earn 6 hours of college credit. If that sounds good to you, then I want you to do this. Come on, come on, come on. All right, for those of you who don't know, this is our Hawk'em sign. So thank you. I'll be over here afterwards.
Good evening. It is so wonderful to see all of you here and interested in the dual enrollment programs. My name is Carolyn Millender, and I am the Director of Faculty Services at Trenholm State Community College. And a lot of what you've already heard applies to us as well. But one thing that I have found is that what I really need to drive home to the community today is that Trenholm State is your community college, which means that by coming to us, your child taking college credits with us will transfer as well to our 4-year partners here tonight. So I really wanted to stress that first and foremost. Trenholm State is no longer the technical college. We are a technical community college. So please, just as my partners here have stated earlier, those same things apply to us. But with our dual enrollment program, we have 2 pathways, I guess I would say. One is the general education process, where the student will come and can take the general education courses with us for a tuition of $145 per credit hour. AUM and I think Faulkner has kind of undercut us a little bit with that, but we have prided ourselves on having the lowest tuition costs. But the same standards that applies with them applies with Trenholm State as well. So for just the general education pathway, the tuition will be $145 per credit hour. However, we also have a scholarship-based dual enrollment program where if your student or child would want to take a technical course, we have 12 technical programs where they can come and take that college credit courses with us along with the general ed and receive a scholarship. So I will be more than happy to speak more about that with you when we break and in the back. But please, I just wanted you to know that we are your and the only community college here, and it has been known in the past that the college credits do not transfer when you're taking the general ed courses, but they do now. So thank you, and I look forward to speaking to you all afterwards.
Hey everyone, my name is Annalise Moore. I'm with Troy University. So basically everything's been covered at this point, but a few differences we'll say. Okay, so the requirements to get to Troy for the dual enrollment program are gonna be 3.0 GPA to 20 on your ACT, just like everyone said. But if you're a freshman, rising sophomore, and you haven't taken that ACT yet, and you can go be really nice to your high school guidance counselor, they might write you a letter of recommendation, which we'll accept in lieu of those test scores. So I highly recommend this to everyone, getting a head start on your college career. It's only gonna benefit you. You're not gonna look back and regret it, I can promise you that. So Troy, we're gonna offer any course within the General Studies program. So if you're not familiar with the General Studies program, it's basically just the first 2 years of college. So any course that is falls underneath that General Studies program, Troy's gonna offer, whether that be the English, the history, the speech class. We have some people take music, art, university orientation, just anything that you guys want to get started on and get out of the way before you head to your universities. So yeah, really, I feel like that's everything that's been covered. If you have any questions, I'm going to be over here in the second table for Troy. And we thank you guys for coming out. We look forward to getting to meet you all. So come see us.
All right, we wanted to take a little time up front to allow each of our partners to go ahead and highlight their programs. We were talking about it earlier in the year, and we were talking about the fact that you go from table to table, they start telling you about it, and somebody else walks up about halfway through, and then they have to start all over again. So what we did is give them a little bit of time to go ahead and highlight the program, and now we will have some browsing time. Before I let you go, though, and get to those tables and browse, and we'll be calling for our drawing. We have some cool college swag that they brought up here, so we'll be calling for that. But before that, I want you to know that you have an agenda that you picked up when you signed in, and also an information sheet. At the bottom of the agenda, it has a website, that's the MPS website. We actually have a dual enrollment web page now. When you go to our MPS website, you go to the Department Curriculum and Instruction, and then under Curriculum Instruction, you're going to find dual enrollment. That will give you all of the information that you need there. We'll even have a video if you want to watch it again. You think you missed something, that will be posted this week. And with that, there's also an area for questions. Besides that, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask our partners to go ahead and head to their tables. And we're going to transition to the browsing period. Watch and listen, because this is only the beginning of our meetings for dual enrollment. A lot of what we're doing is we're planning and we're getting ready for next school year, except for, I believe, Huntington. And Huntington, those are June classes, so you'll want to get right on those if you're interested in that. So thank you for coming. Go ahead and browse and listen for your name as we start calling for prizes. Thank you.